thing that I'm interested in is the freedom of the human race from these useless excrements of taboo and cruel complexes that have been inculcated into them.
All of life is a joke.
So once again, we're seeing mankind continue his search for meaning in life. And again, we're seeing a resurgence of interest in cult.
Thou hast no right but to do thy will.
Cult has a broad base to it.
When you realize that you're being put on by everything you come up against is when you're truly enlightened.
There is no law beyond do what thou wilt.
And I mainline with Satan. And I mainline with Satan.
Many still view the cult with suspicion.
They summoned a demon forth.
Hi, hello, welcome to Cult and Art Podcast episode 6 with your host Philippa Tomlin. What is this? What's the switch? What's going on? Why do I have the mic? Well, I will tell you. Cult is going to present Torbitt, a solo art exhibition from the 11th to the 14th of September at Pigment Space. And so I thought it would be a great opportunity to interview Belfast's premier chaos artist and gentleman Hallion, Gerard Torbitt. If I get a word in edgewise, I will ask him all about the amazing new pieces that he has to share with us, the pieces of work from his past and inspirations, and all of the incredible workshops and events that are going to take place alongside the art exhibition. So before I have to record this introduction for the 25th time and slam my head into the laptop, I'm going to introduce Gerard and welcome him to the podcast.
Hi, hello. Hello. I'm here. I'm in charge. I've got the microphone right in front of my face, actually.
What are you doing here?
That's a good question.
I literally just woke up and someone's taken over my podcast.
Ah!
Yeah, it's a novel idea. So we thought, since we've done one where I talk about myself, we've done one where I talk to myself about myself, we thought the best way to do it would be to get Phil to do one where she talks to me about myself, because my God, I am fascinating.
The ego on this artist, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so today's topic is healthy narcissism.
Oh, that would be a good topic.
Well, it's actually something on it. So, hello.
It's terrifying doing an exhibition on your own, isn't it?
Yeah, so I kind of don't think I've been promoting it as well, because it's so much more scary, because you can kind of hide behind the rest of them.
It's kind of why I think it's important that Cult does this on behalf of other artists, almost like produces it.
Caveat, I had a nervous breakdown exactly a month to the day after my first and last solo exhibition. So
I can see why you thought it would be a good idea to go first.
It seemed like a good idea. Yeah, I feel like it's like I am, in spite of my size, I am the canary. Do you know the canaries? They had a wee box and they had a wee oxygen tank for the canary. So when it started to fucking die, like, they would turn the wee oxygen tank on and bring it back to life.
I did not know that. I just thought they killed canaries.
No, apparently they felt really bad. It wasn't even like a cost measure. They were like, I feel bad about this. I feel very bad about this. All these canaries keep dying. It started Welsh, it went Pakistani, didn't it?
I don't know what it did. It went on a journey. Was that meant to be Welsh?
It was Welsh, wasn't it? I was trying to do like a Rob Brydon.
Oh, I see. Oh no, he is Welsh.
He's got a nice voice. I like his voice.
Why?
He's very, very like this. He leans in. He does a lot of leaning in. I was telling you about the leaning in. Did you enjoy the leaning in at the start?
I did. I like leaning in. I did
like
my lean in voice.
You have a bit of a broadcaster voice. I like that. It's good.
I felt very Joe Wiley. No, not Joe Wiley. I'm not sure.
What's the thing you say Joe Wiley does? Yep. Also, I always thought Joe Wiley didn't have eyes for a long time.
She does have that smile where they disappear.
Yep.
Like Renee Zellweger.
Remember Renee Zellweger's face? The old one?
The old face. You couldn't see her eyes, that's why she got a new one.
So this is what podcasts are about. It's people talking and shite.
So what? No, we need to talk about you.
Oh God. I wasn't too sure about how this would look, but
yeah, it's good. We've got some wine. We've got some beer.
Yeah.
We'll have a chat.
Well, we'll pretend it's Heaney. It's not Heaney because we haven't seen Mal yet. But,
We haven't got them yet, but we will.
Young Mal, he used to work in a guitar shop, and the guy that runs Heaney, well, I say guy that runs, it's probably his missus, I'm guessing. Do you know what I mean? Them's the rules.
He gives away all the free beer. She's like, what? Not again, Mal.
He's a gentleman. No, he used to work in a guitar shop, and he was like, as long as people with good music taste drink my beer and are seen drinking my beer, I'm happy with that.
There we
that's
go.
a fucking cool deal.
There we go.
So he's sorting us out with a few beers. So we did the double opening night. I thought it's kind of a bit of a bigger, longer, uncut joke.
Okay.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
That's the joke. We've got a double opening, don't we?
We do have a double opening. Tell us. Right. Well, why don't we start there then? We've got a party on Thursday.
Thursday 6 to 9.
Yeah. And we've got a party on Friday. 6 till 9.
Because a few people complained that it's a school night and all that. And I was like, and I get it. And then we sort of weren't too sure what to do on the Friday, and we went, well, what we were ideally thinking was some sort of party thing, and we went, why don't we just have it on other open?
Because the thing is, it's going to end up a bit more relaxed. We're likely going to have less people, but 2 nights.
How many times have you looked on social media and went, I looked like great crack last night, and you go, well, we're doing it tonight again?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I mean, people can come twice.
Oh my God, are we going to have to keep a tally of some of these? No harm to Connor. Connor's a bit of a dirty birdie. He'll like all these jokes. He's a Highland. Young Connor McKinley, who's like he's a character, so I think he'll enjoy some of these puns.
I
imagine him chuckling and twiddling his wee moustache.
I like that one. It's just
happening. She's
do
halfway down her first glass of fucking wine, and
so people can come twice. That's important to note.
My uncle told me he had a video of it. Sorry. It's already there now.
So that's our celebration. That's gonna be fun. We're gonna have did I just anyway a dead person? Moving on. I'm so sorry.
Oh dear. Do you know what, for our I'm not too sure. I get YouTube stats and all now, and all this stuff, and I don't read them because I don't care. I'd say we got about 5 listeners. I hope the 5 of you are tickled.
Tickled pink.
Tickled pink. Yeah. I think my mate's dad had that in video.
Oh. We'll add it to the files.
Something to do with, I think it was like a snooker. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, like a big break themed.
What, like bent over the table?
By a guy dressed like John Virgo.
That's a shiny waistcoat.
I guarantee you there was one of our listeners went, put as many balls as you
Which
can.
one?
I don't care. It's like that anonymous dirty book with Gillian Anderson.
Oh, it's a great book. We're not reviewing books, we're reviewing you. It's a retrospective. What's that about? What's a retrospective?
Mrs. P would be really annoyed at me because I'm deflecting with humour.
You are. So it's a retrospective. You're going to be putting up how many paintings?
So yeah, retrospective, because like my last show was at the end of 2023, and my head was up my hole. I didn't know what I was at, and you were like, "Do you want me to come over and help?" I was like, "No, I can do it on my own." And subsequent nervous breakdown.
To be fair, you did do it on your own, and it was a success.
Right. It was a very lonely experience. It was very strange because it was like, it was a solo show in every sense. It was weird, you know. But a lot of people kind of responded to it. I think people kind of took me a bit serious, but I don't. It might sound weird. As much as it's nice as like your cousins and all really digging it, you're going, be good if like someone who like was on like TV or on the radio came and went, oh lads, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's trying to get that kind of low level, what do you call that? What's that word where you talk about? Not presence. You know, like where people like brand awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just because cult's kind of sort of been a wee kind of a wee whiffy fart of a brand now over the past few months, and then Torbitt's kind of been like a wee sort of pissy smell coming from the toilets. You know, it's like
Sell it.
It's like eventually someone's going to have to notice the kind of the general whiff of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a good thing to test for cult. What do we need to do?
I needed to do this.
You did.
Yeah.
You asked to do this.
Yeah.
With
I
our
always want to take
support.
one for a time. That's me, just like.
And I think it's going through. And I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good challenge. I think it's gonna be a good test. I think it will be good. I hope it's gonna be good.
I think the problem is like, right, I know we're doing the wee events, looking into them and stuff, but like, an art show, I don't think a lot of people know what an art exhibition even kind of is. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I say this before about them like late night art. Sometimes you go and you go, like, if I came here as an alien and you were like, art's what people like to look at. You know, people like to create art and people look at it and it sort of serves a purpose, and then it doesn't serve a purpose, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like some of the sort of stuff that people put forward, you go, oh, that's... And I just feel like a room full of paintings goes, like, in my... Well, we'll think of a shorthand for how to say about how neurospicy I am. But yeah, it's like, in my wee mind, a room full of paintings is literally no more direct answer than I can give you. It's an art show. It's paintings on walls.
It's an art show, but what we have always done differently with Cult is we've made noise. We've hated, like, part of the Cult philosophy is that...
Philosophy?
Oh, no, do you like it?
That was good.
Part of the philosophy is it's not static, it's not quiet, it's not a library, it's a place where people are allowed to have a conversation. It's a place where there's noise. Then we might be playing music, we might be doing something in the space, like painting.
We did one of the workshops, and there was just a couple of girls just come in and had a load of wine and made dirty jokes.
Yeah,
that was great.
Brilliant.
It was. I remember the really. I mentioned before the really lovely, I think, with the Japanese girls, and they were like something out of an anime.
Yeah.
So polite and lovely, and it was like, I love to meet people, and I think that's it. It's not about like meeting people to go to. I want to get famous, but it's about meeting people who kind of connect and understand.
I mean, it's connected.
Oh, that sounds so.
No, it doesn't at all. You like. Your whole point about making art is to communicate. It's a story. It's a way of telling something. In fact, okay.
But why would
can we go back to what is a retrospective? What's the point? What are you doing?
I have far too many paintings. I feel like they're a narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I've taken stock of that. I've like written. You know, obviously I'm working towards doing this book thing with Mrs. P and doing the course. In case you don't know, you know, working with Laura Patterson on this stuff.
We need Laura on the podcast one
She'd
time.
be good, yeah, she's good. We could get her to like ASMR, we'll just chat away and just be like, we'll just rest with that, we'll just let it. And people would be all like,
they'll be all, yeah,
nice.
they'll, and maybe
chill.
you could hear her nails.
I'll double on like the sound of a cat purring.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're working towards this, and it's a conversation that I'm able to produce visual evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And visual evidence that you can go like, not just go here's a document of what happened when, but here's a document of my consciousness, my mindset, my creativity, how it was coming out. You know, if you were to take if you were a diabetic who was really good at like Excel spreadsheets, it's so weird. I always compare my art to like body fluid, like expulsions.
Wait, hold on. Excel spreadsheet isn't an expulsion. I mean, I think it's an expulsion.
If you're diabetic and you have to take your blood every day.
Okay.
It feels like with my art, I've took my blood every day and wrote and kept a diary.
Yes.
That's what it feels like, and it's like, it's weird. I always think about that. It's like I always compare it to like dialysis or throwing up, or you know, that's weird. But each one of them is like if you came and you took a reading of me at a certain time, and it goes back to like the Francis Bacon, the idea of like almost like a ghost, or I guess, you know, something that passed through and left its slime.
So it's like a visual diary.
Yeah.
But of emotion.
Of everything.
Dreams.
Visions.
Wishes.
Imagination. Yeah, like song lyrics.
Demons.
Demons, yeah. I mean, it's the Austin Osman Spur thing, where Austin Osman Spur, his belief was that demons weren't literal, demons were sort of like aspects of the mind. There's a Aleister Crowley quote that basically says the same thing. demons were complexes in Spur's mind, and Crowley describes them. Crowley, but I think Crowley sounds better, doesn't it?
I go Crowley.
Yeah, yeah. And he sort of describes them as he describes them as facets of yourself.
So what are you doing? Are you putting them up in order, or are we just going to work it out for ourselves?
I'm thinking order, and where date isn't that clear or important. I'm going to group them by like theme, because there's somewhere you have like a period.
Oh yeah.
You know, where you, I mean, sometimes it's just because I had more red paint than others. You do have
a yellow period.
Oh, it's just been very yellow lately, hasn't it? Yeah.
And also you've had a diptych period.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to keep serious because all these words kind of like cheeky schoolboy cheeky. Yeah, it's weird because it's weird. It is weird. The whole concept was weird, but I don't really post as much as I used to. I don't really have the confidence that I used to have. If I'm honest with you, I have confidence in a lot of ways where I feel like I'm a better artist and stuff like that and all that, but I don't feel quite in myself personally the sort of character that I used to not portray, embody, like the sort of Torbitt, jovial kind of art character, because for a while it devolved into me just being blocked all the time and just posting random drunk stuff, which was like, this isn't really doing brand any good. So kind of like pulled back from like, you know, being overly social about stuff and being more like just I only post what pertains to, I'm not great at Instagram, but I only want to post what pertains to my brand and keep building that up. I hate to say brand, but you know what I mean. And it's like I don't feel very, I feel like I work better in person these days. I feel because lockdown and having to depend on fucking group chats and fucking algorithms and all that bollocks. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and now you want to just be out there and have people in real life.
You'll get more out of me in real life, I think. Augmented with if you follow me on Instagram. But I feel like we all need to be kind of a bit more in real life, and I think it's weird. You were worried about having questions. It's alright, I'll fill the gap.
I've got more questions.
It was just when you were talking about so you talked about what the cult was trying to achieve, and on the Monday night in the cult I was doing the course from Mrs. P, and I'd come to this revelation in my head that, you know, even as you're doing a pre-set up course, you start to kind of think of like ideas come to you, and I was like, I think a lot of people who what we would call a bit unhealthily narcissistic don't like artists. You know, that whole thing of like, sure, I could do that. It's that not unhealthy narcissism, and I had an incident happen to me within fucking 12 hours of fucking making that statement to prove that entirely true. That fruit fly's been fucking really doing my head in.
Did I get it?
Yeah. Oh, feels like Lord of the Fruit Fly. Yeah, it was weird. It was like this whole thing of like going, well, we have to have the balls to go, like, look at me setting a brand and putting my name and my image and my solo show and putting it out there, and you go, who the fuck's he think he is? And you go back to that Nelson Mandela quote. I think I said it on the podcast. It's like, who are you not to be? Because by me doing this, it enables people, and even someone who thinks I'm the biggest dickhead in the world, surely they'd be like, look at this fucking dick. I don't like his paintings. I don't like him. I've never liked him. He's one of them concerts you always see about the town. He's a weirdo. Don't like him, right? And you go, what are you going to do, Ed? Are you going to do a better show than me? Are you going to be a better person than me? Because by doing that, I'm allowing you to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, I don't give a fuck whether you like me or not. Go you and do a fucking show, man. Go you and form a band. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. It's even the most cynical person is I'm giving you my blessing to go and fucking do better.
But then also that's, again, like I've said this already, but that's part of what cult is to support and promote and not hide behind, but it's a strong brand in itself, and the artists that we choose to work with buy into that idea, and I think that that's something unique in the art world. I don't know. I mean, it might not be. Somebody tell me. I think we've got something going for us, which is important, and it means that it does mean that there's challenges. Like in promoting this, I've been thinking cult but promoting Torbitt, and that's been interesting in terms of like there hasn't been a sort of clash of any kind, because obviously you're very embedded in what cult is, but it has been like, okay,
my branding, you know, like the whole black and white Torbitt aesthetic. I mean, it might be me who does all that. So it's gonna be easy to fucking do.
But we're going to do some fun things alongside it, aren't we? Try and get people in to take part in other things.
I was like, like the first, most obvious ideas are probably the best.
Yeah.
But I'd love to think in future, like, I'd love people to go, do you know it would be a good event? Like, you know, something, you know, like, just, because Connor was saying, like, that it's more, he wants it to be more than just, you know, a show. Like, my last show was a full week where it was just my art and some audiobooks playing in the background.
Connor's keen for community. He wants his space to be local and have people just wander in.
And sort of being, again, in real life, like multimedia, I think we need to be off the internet.
Yeah.
You know, and out and talking to people and connecting with people, because there's an awful lot of, there's an awful lot of like content online. There's like an awful lot of like everything's like content and filler and all this sort of stuff, and I don't really think it's got the same nutritional value as like actually being around people at an art show. Like, I personally, I've said this a bunch of times, I felt so shit after the Cult show, because it was like you were eating good for a week, you know.
Yes. Good
conversation, good company, you know. The next thing you're back to like talking to people in the post office, you know. It's kind of a bit like, you know, it's weird, like, you know. And it's kind of that connection with that kind of almost that vein, if you think, of people through Belfast. I mean, vein, like, you know, like you can't even say like a vein of like gold, or, you know, like through like a mineral vein, like in the sense of like almost then you've created like a sort of subdermal network that's just below the surface of your standard Belfast nightlife kind of fucking stupid fucking halt bus station bullshit. You know what I mean? Like that sort of stuff that's all like the sort of like social equivalent of a fucking Snow Patrol song. You know what I mean? Like we had Take Back the City. I was like, fuck off. And it's like, I want Cult in a Belfast when we're here. I want it to be a real thing. I want it to be real and be like a real person who really lives here and really embodies it and doesn't go like, so I've been given this chance to do an art show and I'm going to put 4 pieces of fucking string tied to a bit of wood, nailed to a wall with a pair of tights hanging off them. Fuck off, would you? See, I'll tell you what, see as someone who's not the least kinky person, one thing that'll put you off fucking tights is going to a fucking art show. There's always like tights and full of flour, or like put it over like a plank of wood or like a lampshade, and it's like, it's like, you know, it's like flesh, it's like skin, you know, it's like, oh my god, like day one fucking art college bullshit is this?
Do you know what? Like, we should do a tights workshop.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, we should. No, we should. I use tights a lot in my art. Do you know this? Like,
and your mesh webbing?
Yeah, I use fishnets and a sponge.
Number 4. But it is just like, I don't know what it is. I've got this whole thing about like things like bits of paper and bits of like fabric nailed to a wall and like a plank of wood, and you're kind of going, what is this? Like I'm not saying like I'm the most sophisticated. I just want someone to take my art and go, yeah, that's nice, I'm gonna put that on my wall.
Yeah.
I think my stuff would be more for people who like, say people have like a home studio, or like gaming, playing Doom, or like someone who has a home studio and they're like, I need a like mad picture on my wall to fucking inspire me when I'm writing death metal.
Yeah.
And you're like, have at it on the wall.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, I understand it's not to be at the top of your stars where your kids can see it, like.
Not all of them.
No.
Some of them.
Most of them. My Abby doesn't like them. Abby doesn't. She knows she thinks I'm a good painter, but hates my fucking artwork. She's like, it's too scary, Daddy.
So it's not for the 4-year-olds.
No. The 4-year-olds, what do they know? My 4-year-old could do that, and you go, nah, she couldn't. She's too scared of all the teeth. I don't know. Our Abby's actually a really good artist. Very good. But
I think it's that thing, like, I mean, yeah. I've got 2 different threads going on in my head now. I was thinking about Yeah, who's your art for? I mean, it's for you. Your art is to express yourself, isn't it? And work through things and experiment.
Yeah, I think it's like, it goes back to that thing of like enabling people. So I'm eating meat, do you want some?
We're gonna munch on in the podcast.
Just aim it away from the microphone, you don't sound like a tramp. It's like, I want people to kind of just see what I can do. And then in seeing that they can go, well, I can do that too. Like, good. And hopefully maybe some people will buy some stuff, because then I'll have some money to spend more time painting.
Yeah, true.
You know? I hate to say it, but it is. It's like, even if like it was the end of the world and I lived in a cave, like Fallout or something, and no one's ever going to see it, I would still paint. And it's nice that people can come and see it, and hopefully me moving my hand around with a fucking paintbrush and a load of pigments speaks to people. Like, it's you've created something. Like you're like them boys putting something on a cave wall. You've created something. It's a statement and a moment in time. I think it's important. It's important to do. If I didn't do it, who else would? Because then you see some of the art shows that are on and you go, oh, come on. Come on, like. You know when your mate's really excited about going to a gig and they're like, who is it? And then they're like, say, like, just like the weakest stuff, and you go, oh, come on, though. Like, you have to get babysitters for that.
I do like the weird. There is a thing with your pieces that's kind of like, on one hand, it's super accessible because it's a painting. It's a canvas with a painting on it.
Yes.
You can understand that. People get that. That's art. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you think art, everything's like Mona Lisa and shit. So then you've got that as a baseline, and you look at my stuff and it's not the Mona fucking Lisa. We're having a thrill with these fruit flies at the minute.
There's 2 of them now.
I think it's like even the most baseline intelligence person knows art's like paintings and shit, and it has to look nice. But sometimes it doesn't look nice, because sometimes it has to mean something, but you aren't really entitled to like it. Like, yeah. That's how I think like most people think of art, but most people don't think of art. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most people like the thing that I love is Salvador Dali did the Chupa Chups logo. And what do people think about more on a daily basis than Salvador Dali? They think about Chupa Chups. And then you go, where did that come from? Do you know what I mean? It was like whenever I was playing computer games, I had a PS4, I think, and I sold it within a month, because I was like, I'm playing Star Wars games, and I could be fucking designing Star Wars games if I put my mind to it. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, art isn't a conversation with people, and I think some people think it's not for me, and you go, it's not. Even most art isn't for me.
True.
Do you know what I mean? Most art isn't for you, but some of my stuff I think is a good level for people to come in at, because they can come to me and go, sure, what's that about?
That's true. Yeah.
What's that about? And I'll answer it. Like, my favourite, I used to love watching Bob Ross when I painted, right? But I would also do, like, there's a South Bank show. There's a couple of like 80s and 70s Francis Bacon shows. And it's like, my favourite ones are the South Bank show. It's so funny because you're pouring a red wine just in time with it. And it's Melvin Bragg is he's just hanging out with Francis Bacon during the day, and he's kind of getting him drunk, he's kind of getting him drunk, and he starts opening up about being, you know, where he was from and being gay and stuff like that, in a kind of quite explicit, not like overly explicit, but an open way. And it was lovely just to kind of go, not to look at some dick in a fucking tweed coat, go, well, the reason Francis Bacon did this, they're literally going, Francis, why did you do that? And he goes, I don't know. He goes, this is one of your most famous paintings. I don't think I got one. And it's like, to me, Francis Bacon opened that conversation for me. So I have a few of my favourite art. Francis Bacon's obviously one. Less visually than you would believe. Sometimes I do genuinely go straight to Bacon Town, like. And sometimes it's an accident.
I want to live in Bacon Town.
Do you remember the one I did, and it was Fra Prosciutto?
No.
Here comes Fra Prosciutto. No. And it was like a monk with glasses and like, Keith.
Yes,
And
yes, I
yeah,
do.
Yeah, it's in America somewhere. I don't even fucking some gallery in Chicago, and
It's got a lot on it. There's a lot. It's very busy, that
yeah,
one.
yeah, but it's quite calm, and it was like obviously fra prosciutto. So people call Francis, we call them fra, and prosciutto's bacon in it. So it's a joke.
Oh, I never got it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So it's a fucking Jesus Christ. Do you know what I mean? But like Francis Bacon to me showed that you can get so much more from art by just sitting and having a glass of wine with somebody and going, so why do you always paint men? Why do you always paint, why do you paint your dead partner? Why did you do that? And the guy can just answer honestly, fucking, that's brilliant. And that's something I think then opens art up to people, because it was like the South Bank show. Your dad had been sitting there Sunday night going, oh, just fucking having a fake, I'll fucking watch the South Bank show. And even your dad would have almost like passively accepted that. I mean, my dad was a bit of a sort of failed artist. He never got a chance. So not his failed, he was a non-runner, really. He never got the chance.
Yeah.
And I sort of feel like, fuck, that's weird. Ugh. Only have a few beers. If I could take an old lad like my dad and encourage him to pick up a pen and, when he's retired and do something like that and give him a chance and go, fuck me, you don't need to be anything but creative to create.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know
what I really like that I've just realised about how we're running this week or weekend? We've got the 2 openings, which are I think they're gonna be quite chilled, which is gonna be great because it means that you've got an opportunity to talk to each other and talk to people about the art on the walls.
The one I did at Art Cedra at Olivier's place, I was meant to do a talk, but there were so many people coming in because it was late night art that I ended up just talking to people individually. And I do find when you do a talk, sometimes people go, oh God, the thing people kind of go, oh fuck, they're talking to us, they're doing a speech.
Oh, I'm gonna do a speech.
Are you?
Yeah, of course I am.
You want to do a speech?
Oh, it's hot. I'm gonna introduce it. I always do.
Cool.
I think people like a speech.
You're good
No,
at
I don't
speeches.
think they do.
I think you've a good radio voice.
Do you?
I do, yeah. This is like, did you ever see the Terry Wogan? And it's Terry Wogan and Eartha Kitt's making a wee boy out of him. It is. It's that sort of tension, isn't it? It's that sort of tension. It's exciting. We're eating dried beef.
I like.
Kind of look like no. See what it looks like.
No, I nearly said it too. I like a podcast. I like speaking into a microphone.
I feel like it's a pretty. There was someone said it was like. Even like Chris Rock said about overcharging the price of bullets. It's like someone said we need to make podcasting equipment really expensive. It's like you pay like £8 a month and this fucking is about 10 years old, this thing. But I think podcast is just like a nice natural way of going, I do like talking about, I do like talking. Hopefully you've been listening and I haven't been sounding like a fucking egotist going me. But the only perspective I have in life, I'm not talking like solipsistic, I'm not saying that you don't exist, but I'm saying like the only view and perspective I truly have in life and I'm truly 100% sure of most of the time is my own. So that's all we can do is kind of like put our perspectives out and sort of spar with them, like compare and contrast, and that's what I want. If you come up to me and you say I love your art, that's great. And if you come up to me and say I hate your art, that's also great. I just kind of want people to be kind of talking about not just my art but art. Because if they hate my art, I can think of another artist that
you might like.
Yeah, because the worst reaction is like, isn't it in wrestling? They say the worst reaction is no reaction.
Yeah.
Like if you're getting booed, you're a good bad guy. If you're getting cheered, you're a good guy.
But this is the thing: you can't do an art show that is solo and not be talking about yourself. And I think what's really nice about this is we've got those 2 events.
Well, it goes back to the self kind of aggrandizing healthy narcissism.
Exactly.
Of going, yes, I have. Jesus Christ, me. I think people who know me probably think, oh, George, a bit of swagger about him. I think. I'd like to think I'm confident enough. I'll probably put on a good show. Do you know what I mean? I'm not quite. I'm not. Probably everybody puts on a brave face in public and stuff. But I mean, he's pretty cool. I hope to think he's alright. Like, he's cool enough to put off an art show.
But
That's all I need.
But then this is it, because we've got that. Then we've got it is all about you, because we're quite cleverly the events that we're doing are personal to
It's
you.
about all the fucking people who fucking piss me off, and I'm fucking paying. Fucking bastards.
I'm just gonna stand there and list them.
There was one I put up at my first show, and I couldn't think of a name for it, and I went, oh, I know what that's about now. You know, sometimes you see it in situ.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's all right. It's just I was gonna say the Saturday we've got. It's all about you and process therapy.
Yeah.
And loads of different workshops going through that.
Yeah, so we're going to do kind of like a more hands-on version. Hopefully people are interested. So we do this course, and it's, you know, I'm not going to say like premium price or anything, but like people pay a few quid to do this course, and you know, it takes a lot of time. It's a 6-week course, and we thought, well, what about like a roadshow version? And it's going to be sort of like kind of the same way you would get, like, you know, Top Gear Live. And it's going to be like, you know, like you get all the thrills, but it's in kind of compacted. So we're going to do it in like, I said 5 hours, but we were thinking 4. So about 3-4 hours maybe. And I'll be talking about, we'll have a talk, and then we'll have a few wee just bits where we'll talk about like drawing like mandalas, doing sigil work, doing active imagination.
Which, to be fair, is all practice that you do as an artist.
Each week we do something in the course over the 6 weeks that is a practice that will serve you as either an artist who needs to get back to basics. Whenever I bought a 6-string bass guitar a couple of years ago, and it taught me then to go back to playing in like standard tuning. And it sounds so cliche to say, but I can remember it's sort of like when we were doing the course and we were showing about how children, mental patients, and cavemen created for reasons. Now, I'm not talking derisively about people, but if you can't create, then are you saying you're less creative or less talented than a child? Insane mental patient. I mean, and I'm talking about some of these people were fucking wiped out by the Nazis, you know what I mean? You know, they were putting fucking cells. There was one of the dudes we were talking about, I think it was Action 33 or whatever. So, you know, it's some of the stuff's quite heavy. It talks about, I mean, you're talking about psychology, you're talking about artists who were deemed as insane, and I mean, you were bringing in William Blake, who, you know, I think is one of the most important creative minds in fucking history, like, and people in school are getting taught about like the weather cycle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like you feel like, oh, miss, can we not do geography and go to Mr. Torbitt's William Blake class? Do you know what I mean? And it's like all I do is show up 40 minutes a week and talk about William Blake, and I guarantee you one kid in that class will come out going, that fucking guy changed my life. Because Alan Moore did the same for me. Mm-hmm. Like Alan Moore went, oh, alright, he was big, like William Blake, and then you go, hello, and Alan Moore just came in, and then John Higgs had that book about William Blake. I just think, like, again, it's that idea of like a light shining out to allow other people to create, and it's every artist that you are inspired by has allowed you to do that. Mm-hmm. And if it's me, and like I say, even if it's negative, I fucking do better. Even if you're one a cult, and you're thinking, oh, my solo show's going to be better. Good. Yeah. We'll be like a cast of Predator, all fucking doing weights in secret, so as we all have bigger arms. That's true. Do you know it? If Arnie got up at 6, Jesse Ventura got up at 5:30.
So I'm not even kidding. I used to work in theatre, which you know, and there was a production with a lot of boys, a lot of young men who were part of it, and they had to be fit and healthy, and had, you know, they had their photos taken, all this kind of stuff, and they would have press up competitions before photo shoots so that they looked more ripped, more pumped up.
I hope all the listeners know I'll be doing that before the show.
Press up competition.
Press ups. I'll have one of them wee rubber bands that you pull. You know, they flex like.
Oh yeah, those.
My veins all be sticking out, my arms and all. Yeah. Honestly, that's what people come for. Did you see that? Remember the meme? And it was like about honey, you wearing your good clothes, with a death metal t-shirt, camo shorts, and a pair of fucking Jordans.
Oh, they Build-A-Jet.
I was like, you know, Build-A-Jet workshop. Again, is there something you need to tell me? Yeah, but no, it is fun to play, with that kind of that great kind of thing. You can play with like a wee bit of healthy narcissism. Go, God, like what did I say earlier? I said something, and you were like, "If you don't have enough paintings, I have fucking loads of paintings. I'm brilliant." And sort of like, even though you're being proper bravado about it, it kind of is nice. It's a nice feeling to kind of be strong and be brave about who you are and be confident in who you are.
Yeah. But then the other thing is, because we're talking healthy narcissism.
We're going to do a fucking art exhibition. I can fucking...
This is exactly what I was going to say.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, so there's the bravado of putting on an art exhibition and putting yourself out there and putting yourself first. And then there's the fact that you're open to sharing all of this. You're sharing your artwork. You're sharing your process. On one of the days, on the Sunday afternoon, we're offering a demon summoning.
You should call it my live streams for demon summoning.
Yeah.
I was going to do one. Probably still could.
I think you should.
Online.
I think you should do one tomorrow. No, we're busy tomorrow.
I might be able to fit one. I don't know. I always fit a demon in. But the idea of the demon summonings was, I don't know if I talked about these before, because we did one at the Cult show.
I think we might have done, but...
So the idea, again, it's going back to Spur and Crowley, this idea that... Yeah. So it's this idea that, like... We're not talking literal demons, we're not summoning things, but there was a kind of... I think we need to treat it with the respect that you would treat any sort of demonology, I suppose they would call it. We had a thing where we did it, and I don't think we kind of... You don't have to... it's time to go home, but just don't stay here. That isn't it the thing where you let them go? And I think that's part of it. Is kind of like you're sealing them in. You're sort of taking one of their dimensions away, and it's weird what you do. You sort of, when you use the language of demons, people immediately start to think about their dark side. You think about like an inverted tarot card. It's got that kind of heavy weight to it, but it's kind of doing it in a playful way. But I want people to understand it. Do you know what it's kind of like? It's almost like if you were like the Predator, and you could like do surgery on yourself. You're taking like an aspect of your psyche and kind of flicking like a filofax and just whacking your finger on it and going, alright, like there was a wee thing like the Orda was doing the other day, and the painting with the swords, and we noticed it was 9 swords. Mm-hmm. And we were like, that's there's a bit of a subconscious hint there. And Tarot's a brilliant place. Tarot and the elements are the best place to start for symbolism, because if you've got all the numbers up to 21, and then you've got the 4 suits, and they each represent each element. The stuff that you can take in a kind of, if you understand under the basic Rider-Waite Tarot, or like the Thoth Tarot, the Crowley's one, the symbolism in that is basically simple art interpretation that we won't be trying to do with talking about interpreting art through Mrs. P stuff that we do. And it's kind of strange. One of the things artists like us do find, people say, oh, you should do a tarot set.
Yeah, every time. Yeah, all the time.
Because it's a bit spooky and it's full of symbolism, and you're like, yeah, but that's a big undertaking.
It's a lot.
I get kind of a bit, not cross, but a bit like stubborn when people talk about it to me. I'm like, no, I know what you're saying, but you think you're brilliant because you've got this idea, but I'm going to have to draw every fucking one of them. And I'm not just drawing them, I'm working in a place that's really close to your psyche and close to your subconscious. It's like Alan Moore says when he was writing the chapter in the James Joyce language. He says everything in his head was wrapped around that. And I don't know if a Torbitt tarot would be worth that. Do you know what I mean? For the 5 people who think it would be alright.
I think the problem with tarot is there's such a tradition with tarot that you have to include some of the imagery that you don't necessarily think about. Like, for example, in tarot cards, sometimes there's a dead flower on the ground.
There's always like pomegranates
or something. Yeah. Like, and it's not necessarily part of the the number and the suit, but it is definitely there to be read. It is a meaningful image that needs to exist in that
goes
card.
Back to the conversation I want people to have about my art, is in, like, you used to see, you would see people and they look at my art and they kind of flinch back, like, oh God.
Yeah.
And then they start to look and they'll start to maybe see wee puns or wee hidden, like, I write like song lyrics or words from books in it and stuff, and it would be like, you do, because you know, at first, you know, let's think of a card, death. Put a death card, number 13, you know what I mean? So your first interpretation is death, your second interpretation is number 13. Sometimes they don't even write the word death on it, sometimes they leave it blank.
Yeah.
If you have my tattoo, look, it's blank, it doesn't say death at the bottom.
No.
And then you sit and you look and you go, well, it's a skeleton with a scythe, or it's a pale rider on a white horse. And then you go, he's holding a flag, and it's a black flag, and what's on the flag? It's a white rose, and what's that symbol? You know what I mean? And it's sort of the symbolism and the depth goes so deep that it goes as deep as you need it to go.
Yeah.
You kind of, was it to say, you discard the shell and take the nut.
Yes.
And it's like, come to art going, I think I'll get something from this. I think there'll be something there. Think of it like kind of like a sort of a buffet of brain food. That's a cool way to think about it. Any good exhibitions I've been to have left me. There was an exhibition we saw in Kelvin Grove, and I can't remember the woman's name, but she was like an immigrant who suffered like sexual violence, and she lived in Sweden, and she was brilliant. I can't remember. I feel so bad I can't remember her name, but it was very heavy. But the art was also really good too, very feminine, but also fucking raw, like real raw, rough. You know, one of the paintings was done on a burial shroud, and you know, it was stuff. See, whenever an art exhibition resonates with you, it's funny that I can't remember her name, but I can remember the fucking pictures.
We talked about her. We used her name like she was with us for the rest of the week.
We were like,
yeah. And it was brilliant. It was, like you say, it was raw. It was bright. It was deliberate.
Do you think everybody at least deserves one of them?
Yes.
Like, go to your, like, I know it probably sounds like something some dickhead would say to you, but, there's a Caravaggio in the Ulster Museum.
Oh, but...
And you'd be like, but I'm not the sort of person who goes and sees a Caravaggio.
Well, no, and there was loads of people who thought they weren't, and everybody was awestruck.
You're like,
everybody who made it in there was... I was like, to be quite honest, I'm not massively interested in
Masters, the classics.
No,
yeah.
It doesn't. It's not something that interests me.
But here, it's kind of like, if you weren't really into metal and somebody went, I have a fucking Iron Maiden they're playing, you'd be like, well, they knew what they were doing. Like, Caravaggio, if you're going to go and look at an old master, he's the boy.
It was amazing. I mean, it glowed. It was incredible.
With that natural light on them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We would have met a load of ones that were full of mushrooms on the way in.
Yeah.
That was funny.
And they were so excited to go and see it as well. I wonder what they got out of it.
I don't know if they even
with
got
the
that
mushies.
Far. I don't even know if they got that far. I think I probably hit Botanic Gardens. And but yeah, the Caravaggio, and in the same room that we saw the Caravaggio, Phil was looking at some artwork, and she was like, to be fair, it was an installation, and she thought it was shite. And no, I don't think you thought it was shite, but you were thinking, this is a bit much. And then I said, look, dear East, and it was...
I was stood next to a Francis Bacon.
And it's so funny, it's stuff just makes you go,
yeah.
And it's like, I kind of want people to be like, someday they'll be like, I don't know, I said this about where some of your paintings end up, and I hope some people maybe think about buying some of the paintings. That would be really a big help. It wouldn't be too egotistical of me to ask that, suggest that, but I love the idea that one of my paintings will end up somewhere and someone will look at it in a museum and go, fuck, it's a fucking Gerard Torbitt painting, man. That would be nice. Yeah. I might be dead and gone by then, but
you might be.
I might be looking down from the upstairs, down from the fucking Alex of the Breath, and just looking down on people going, oh, me and Vince have off, just hanging out, just fucking doing pipes up in the afterlife.
Can you imagine, right, if you're dead, right, in the afterlife, and you're looking down at a museum, and they've put them upside down?
Oof. That's happened.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be really annoying?
Yeah, it was really annoying. The guy was doing it, was being really efficient, putting stuff up on the wall, but he started putting stuff up upside down. And I had to come behind him, like, succinctly flip it over, because I was like, thanks for helping, but you're putting these upside down. I don't know if I could deal with my stuff upside down.
Inverted?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? That's the whole tarot, that's the whole damn show. But yeah,
And then, but then to finish off the Sunday, the last thing that we're doing is we're sharing a movie. We're sharing Carnival of Souls.
Yeah. Connor mentioned we can show movies. And I said, cool. And he says, but you know, like, right, I said, let's get something that's royalty free. You call that out of, you know what I mean.
Out of copyright.
Yeah, and Carnival of Souls, I found it on a box set that I bought about 18 years ago in a shop in Korea. It was like 50 movies on 25 double-sided discs. You know, and like it was 20 quid, and we had enough left to buy fucking cider. And it was like, these are going to be shit. And when you like, there's a couple of ones on it, there's like, wait, on, but that's pretty good. And first one was Carnival of Souls, and then I think the sort of pilot to the front that you got the better ones, you know. Carnival, and I'm like, here we go, shit movie. And I've had people say this to me, and they go, it's fucking amazing. It's a bit, it starts a bit, the music's a bit kind of like blown out, and some of the dubbing, I think they had to redub the whole movie, or at least certain bits of it. And it's directed by a guy who was an advertisement director. You know, like we were saying about the old 60s American adverts had a kind of a, hello, I'm Crinkles the Clown and I'm eating cereal.
They tried, it was almost like the American
like an
infomercial, yeah.
Like an infomercial.
But it was
like,
cereal.
Yeah. And his stuff is kind of a stiffness to it that I kind of feel like if you look at, say, George Romero, I think George Romero, I don't think you would have accepted a George Romero if Herc Harvey hadn't done Carnival of Souls. And then you kind of go, oh, it's all like dry ice and fucking, and you go, it's David Lynch. It's like David Lynch. You know, whenever you were a kid and you got a book about dinosaurs, and then the next day you got a more advanced book about dinosaurs, and it shows you like the dinosaurs that were kind of like the proto dinosaurs.
Yes.
It was like that. It was like, I remember getting like a Razorhead and Twin Peaks and that, and then you seen Carnival of Souls, and you went, I want to smoke a joint with David Lynch and watch this movie. Yeah, well, you see the thing here, you know, it was so
good.
Do you know what I mean? You would get, for an 80-minute movie, you would get 80 years of joy.
Yeah.
You'd live on that forever, wouldn't you? Like, just smoking fags and getting fucking bangoed with fucking David Lynch. Oh, it'd be brilliant. Oh, do you know what? I'd watch it with Werner Herzog actually as well. I like him.
I'm quite excited. Yes, sorry. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Is it pain?
But I'm quite excited about, like, I know it's at the end, so this will be a privileged few, but I'm quite excited to finish Carnival of Souls and then go back around the exhibition. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, it was the movie that I think I'd heard about it before I seen it, and like, which is weird because I was one of those kids. Like, I loved Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Exorcist before I'd even seen them. You know, I'd gather all the code out of the magazines because they were banned, and you couldn't have got Carnival of Souls anywhere. And then I think I got it on a DVD set like 20 years ago, and it was interviews in like Metal Hammer, Kerrang magazine, and people were like, "You gotta see Carnival of Souls, it's great." And these are guys who are sitting in turbobuses getting stoned, so you know they know what they're talking about. Like,
yeah. They like the movie.
It's a great movie. Yeah, it's got these weird prosaic bits that just feel like it's like a slice of a 60s sitcom, or like a, you know, like very fucking cardboardy sets and all. And there's these bits that, because you've been lulled into, they sit really well with like the M.R. James. If you think of Warning to the Curious, the first of like what they call it, the Ghost Stories for Christmas. It was like one of those, you know, like play of the day, and they used to do like a one-off, you know, one and done show, and they did one to the Curious, and it's stunning. It's got a few things about it that are a bit annoying, but it sits in this kind of dreamy isolation. Like I say, going back to talking about Metal Hammer and the guys in metal magazines, there were guys who were saying it's a horror movie, but it's not. And you were going, so it was the first sort of, to me, like, where you were kind of meeting, kind of like, it wasn't House of Dracula, it wasn't Hammer horror, it was kind of something much more subversive and thoughtful.
Yeah.
And it feels to me like it's almost like, if I went to a house party and someone was wearing a Carnival of Souls t-shirt, he'd be a person I'd sort of gravitate towards too. Do you know that kind of sense? Do you know what I mean? It's one of those movies that I've always had such a fondness for. It's a great movie. It's so good.
That's exciting.
Yeah. It's It's very black and white, culty. It's a cult classic.
It is a cult classic.
I was going to say, well, I'll do a talk before, but I'll be fucking knackered from doing all my painting to summoning demons and all. But yeah. So, do you have to do the outro now?
I don't know. How do you do an outro? No.
Tell her to fuck off.
Well,
be as rude and belligerent as possible. That's usually what I do at the end. I
Well-
like stick it up your bum at the end, don't I?
well, I mean, I'd rather they came to the show.
Oh no, no, you got a neg these people. What do you call it? You fucking pigs. These fucking swine don't know what the fucking like no good art if it was plastered up on an archive. No, I'm really hopefully we'll see some people. I think it'll be sweet.
It'll be good.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. I did it. I kept us on track.
I think that's good.
I did some interviews.
Does that mean can we do the Pamela Ballantyne? So when Pamela's on holiday, you fill in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh fuck! I forgot to ask Pamela Ballantyne.
We need to ask her.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I should ask Pamela.
Why?
Fancy her a wee bit. Everyone
Get
knows.
her along.
I know, but I asked Barra best, and he said invite her.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, because like I'll be all blushing and shit. But anyway.
Bashful.
Who's your favourite Anderson, Gillian or Pamela?
Pamela? No. No.
That's Gillian.
No, it's Gillian. It's just because you said Pamela before, so Pamela's in my brain.
It's a trick question, isn't it?
It was a trick question.
Anyway.
No, Gillian Anderson's amazing.
She's gone.
Is she? That's good.
My mate Jonesy did a movie with her. He was an extra in a movie with her, and I was like, "What does she smell like?" And he went, "I was starting on the wrong side of her." He was like, "The wind was blowing."
Upwind.
Yeah. And so it's weird. I remember.
So she got laughed at him.
Fucking lunch in 3 weeks. Trump. Sam Larkin once. Larkin by. So always remember, if you're standing near Gillian Anderson, upwind.
Get downwind.
Downwind.
Downwind. You got to get downwind. Or clean your pants. Right, we should wrap this up because we've got.
Come to the show. They've had enough of us. Right, wrap it up.
I don't know how to
We'll
finish
wrap
it.
up this bit and then you record your own bit in the outro.
No.
You do a sexy voice in the outro.
No, I don't want to. Do you normally do an outro?
Sometimes I do. I'll go, well, that wraps it all up. Well, that wraps it all up. You know, you get a wee bit vibey. You lean in, you get your American NPR radio, you know. Hello, this is Art Bell. And some weird cunts have been sending me emails.
I think I'm just going to say goodbye and thank you very much for coming, and I'm going to go and have another glass of wine.
Here, would anybody be opposed to like me doing an Art Bell style radio show where I just interview fucking mad cunts who think I've seen Bigfoot?
And why not?
Sweet.
Right, bye.
Bye. Come to the art show.
Come to the art show.
We'll hunt you down and shoot you with rifles. I know a guy.